Hello, welcome.
Hi.
My name is Haley Krolick.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a social worker here. What's your name?
Jung-hee Lee.
Oh, very nice. All right, well, you can have a seat, and we'll get started.
Yes.
First of all, how has your day been?
Now I live in Hays, Kansas.
No, how has your day been? Like, have you had a good day?
Oh, yeah.
Stressful day at work or anything?
Oh, well, I'm good. It's a good day.
Good.
Good day.
Good. All right, well, I hope we can continue to have a good day. So I guess I'm just going to start off by asking you a little bit about your culture. And the first question I have for you is, where were you born? And if you could, tell me a little bit about the country you were born in.
Yes, I was born in South Korea.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a specific town or?
Seoul. It's a big city in South Korea.
Is that the capital?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, because I was doing
City.
some research on it and I thought that's what I saw.
Yes.
Awesome. Very cool. And so when did you move here to Hays?
Well, I have been in this country since 2003, but for 5 years between 2007 and 2012, I was not here. I returned to my home country. I stayed there for 5 years. So it's total 8 years in this country.
So why did you go back after being here?
I needed to care for my parents. They were so sick, so I needed to return to my home country.
Okay. Well, that was very nice of you to do that. So is that like a typical practice for you guys? If your loved ones are sick, you take care of them?
Yes, culturally, it's the first son's responsibility to care for older parents. So when parents are sick, then the children, particularly the first son and his family, need to take care of the older.
So
parents.
you were the first son?
Yes.
And how many of there are you? Do you have sisters and brothers?
Yes, I have 3 sisters, older sisters, but
okay.
I am the only son.
But the only son?
Yes.
And why is it the only son? Is there a significance behind that? Because of the only son is the one that takes care of the parents?
Yes, well, the daughters are now responsible for caring for all the parents when there is a son. So, I'm the only son, so no other children.
Okay. And how did you feel by taking care of your parents? You can say as little or as much as you want, but was it like a burden to you, or did you have a privilege of doing that? How was that experience?
Yes, I had a mixed feeling about caring for my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was not easy to care for older parents. So, in that meaning, it's definitely a burden on me and my wife and my family. But at the same time, it's a privilege. It's a rewarding for me.
Very good. So it was probably a little difficult taking care of 2 families. And was it difficult taking care of 2 families at the same time?
Well, in my culture, even though I got married my parents still considered part of my family. So I didn't think that it's two different families.
Okay.
Yes, so we
Okay.
are one
All just
family.
kind of one.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice. So after making that transition from here to there and then back, you came back to Hayes what year?
I came here last year.
Oh, last year.
Yes.
Okay. So how was, I guess, your first year being in the United States?
Mm-hmm.
How did you acculturate, I guess? How did you manage the differences that were around you compared to South Korea? I guess, what are the differences? What was surprising to you?
Yes, there are many different things. But first of all, the language
Mm-hmm.
is a big issue
Mm-hmm.
for my family. So, language is a kind of a tool to communicate with the different society,
Right.
different people.
It is a huge culture thing.
Yes,
I mean,
but
very
because of the language barrier, my family members, particularly my wife, had a difficult time.
So what is your language called?
The Koreans have their own language. It's Korean.
Oh, okay.
Korean, yes.
I don't know if there was any specific name for it, and that was the first language you spoke.
Yes, it's Korean.
Okay. And is that the language that you use at home?
Yes.
Yes?
My children also speaks English well, but at home we always speak our own language.
Right,
Korean
so
language.
you're very, you like to keep the culture in your family, even though you live in the United States.
Yes.
Very nice. That's really important. So do your children, was it an easier transformation for them coming over to the United States from South Korea, or do you think they've managed it well?
Well, I think they struggled a lot when they came to the United States. Yes, but now my children are doing well. Yes.
Good, good. So was it difficult as parents to, try and get them to learn both languages? I mean, was that stressful for you and your wife?
Yes. As a father, I really want to help my children and my wife to adjust better. But I'm always busy, so it's not to take time to help my family. So, I'm trying to help them, but I'm not sure my helping is enough for my family.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate you for trying your best to get them to feel comfortable here. And I know that's a huge, huge progress. It's kind of difficult. So that's awesome that you are making the effort and doing that for your children and your wife. So I guess what is, for us to know here in the United States, what do you find most important for us to know about your culture?
Well, actually, I don't think it's important to know about my cultural background.
What would you want us to understand about your culture?
specifically, well, well, for example, in my culture, being assertive is not considered right, appropriate behavior.
Oh, right.
Yes. So, in a sense, being humble is considered more important and more valuable. So sometimes Korean people like me, they don't speak assertively, and they tend to be silent. But it does not mean they are foolish or
right.
Yes. So I think it is necessary to understand their cultural meaning behind their
behaviors and actions.
Yes.
Right. And that's something here in the United States. I mean, I'm sure that's one of the comparisons you've made is we can be pretty assertive, depending on the person. And so that's probably a huge transition, because I mean, I can only imagine working around that. So how do you think this has influenced how you are today and who you are today? Like your culture?
Who?
How do you feel your culture has influenced who you are today?
Yes, because I was born in United States, in South Korea, and also grown up in South Korea. The culture, Korean culture, influenced a lot who I am now. Yes.
Yes, just getting to know you. You seem very down to earth and very calm, I guess. And I appreciate that, and that's really nice.
Even though I have been in this country for 8 years, I'm not familiar with the culture of this country.
Oh yes, it's very complex. It's very complex, and I think you're doing really well. I mean, even just being, because in the United States, I mean, in Korea, I don't know how many other countries are there with you, but here in the United States, I mean, we've got the Hispanics and all other different cultures, so that even makes it more difficult, because I mean, there's several other cultures you have to, get used to. So, I mean, like, when we do our traditions here in the United States, like Christmas and Easter and stuff like that, is that something that you guys follow in Korea, or are there different traditions that you guys follow?
Yes. Well, the Korean people, they usually consider 2 holidays very important.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one is the first day of the year, but it's according to the lunar calendar.
Okay.
So the first day of the year of the lunar calendar was very important, and the second tradition is it is called in Korea Chuseok. Is very similar to Thanksgiving holiday.
Oh.
In the United
Okay.
States. So through these 2 traditional holidays, the Korean people learn the importance of the family, and yes.
So you are able to I mean, do you celebrate still Thanksgiving here in the
Yes.
United States?
Yes.
And what you're referring to, the first of the year, like New Year's? Okay, so have you learned to celebrate, or do you celebrate Christmas now that you live here, or do you still follow?
Yes. The Christmas is global holiday.
It is, yeah.
Celebration. Yeah. So, and as a Christian, I also celebrate. I and my family celebrate the Christmas as well.
Okay.
Here.
And with these holidays, does it have anything to do with the religion? I mean, why is New Year's so important in Korea? I mean, does that have anything to do with religious
No.
views?
Yeah,
No.
it has no
Significance?
no relation
Okay.
to a specific religion. It's a cultural celebration.
Yes. So I guess talking about religion, what religious views do you follow, if you mind me asking?
Yes, I'm a Protestant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is one of the major religions is it in South Korea?
Yes, it is
Yes.
one of several major religions in South Korea.
And that is one here in the United States as well. So it was that easy to make that transition here? I mean,
Yes.
you still practice that and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, talking about all the adjustments that you've made from coming South Korea and to the United States, what has been the biggest adjustment for you?
I think I already
The language.
talked about language.
The language
was
barrier.
a really big issue for my family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my family could not make friends here because of the language barrier, and my family could not understand the TV shows and no news report at all. So
how did that make you guys feel? How did you feel with that? How did you learn to, learn the language?
Okay, for me, before I came to the United States, I learned to speak English. I learned to, I learned to write in English, but my wife did not have chance to learn English in South Korea. So, usually I have to do for my almost everything for my wife at home.
So you were her teacher, basically?
Yes.
For her?
Yes.
What? And does she speak fairly well English now?
No.
No?
She's still poor.
Oh, at least you're trying. I'm sure she appreciates you for that. Does she stay at home? Is she stay at home?
Yes.
Okay. And your kids are how old?
I have two children.
Two children?
Yes. The first son is 28 years old now, and the younger son is 14 years old now.
Wow.
This year.
Okay. And so, have they been able to discover the English language and be able to branch out and make friends? Did you teach them
No.
the language?
Yeah, because they're school boys, so
School.
very naturally they learn
Very good.
to speak English. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and now they speak English fluently. Yeah.
Oh, well, is that making a better adjustment for them?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
I'm glad for them. I mean, coming over here to the United States, did you ever experience any discrimination, any issues of, like prejudice or any issues of those sorts from any other people?
Oh, well, yeah, I think I don't think there is a special case or happening regarding discrimination for my family. But, well, in general, I and my family can feel that it's not easy to get along with the American people in the same community. So yes, honestly, we think that well, we are still not a part of the American community. We are still foreigners. We are still excluded from the mainstream of this society.
So you're still feeling excluded?
Yes.
Okay. And how does that make you guys feel?
Well, yeah, well,
how do you handle it? I mean, how do you, go about your day saying, well, I know that this is going on, but how can I put myself out there to let them know that I am just like everybody else? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that?
Well, I'm just trying to do my best in everything. Well, even though I said that sometimes I felt I'm excluded, but
Well,
yes, it's just sometimes. But
sometimes.
Yeah.
And when those sometimes happen, I mean, how do you feel that you're being excluded? Is it like in, I don't know, like maybe with your children in school?
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice it there? I mean, like they're not being invited to places, or how do you feel that you're being excluded?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know. It's just sometimes, so it's not a lot, which is good.
Not a lot.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's
No.
good. That's good. And you're making a very great effort. I can tell that. I mean, your language is, I think it's pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm always struggling with my
That's okay.
communication skills.
No, you're doing really well. You're doing really well. So you've already talked about how you take care of your parents and everything. So when you went over there to take care of your parents, what assistance did you give them? Were you, getting their medicine for them, or do you even use medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Are there other practices that you use?
Well, I and my wife, both of us were a primary caregiver for
Okay.
my parents. So, well, at the time, because I also had to work full time, so during the daytime, my wife usually provided care for my parents. Well, lots of things from cooking and house chores and providing medicines, and sometimes cleaned the
Yes.
them, and well, most of the daily activities and instrumental activities.
Right.
Yes, my wife did that, and after I came back home from my workplace, then
It was your turn.
yes, it's my turn.
And so did she work then? Did she go to work then, or did she
No,
just...
she
she
was
just
a
rested?
full-time homemaker, so
Okay.
yeah.
Is that common in Korea? I mean, the women stay home?
Yes, I can say is still common, but many married women now are working also.
I had looked up a few things about, like, is it true that in, like, South Korea, you know, I mean, like you said, your wife is a full-time homemaker, and that's common there. Is it different doing that there than doing it here in the United States? Does she experience any different things dealing with the kids or anything?
As a full-time homemaker? Well, now my wife is very lonely.
Lonely?
Yes.
Since her kids are in school?
Yes.
Right.
I'm not also at home.
Right.
So maybe my wife is alone all day, and well, now she has no parents to take care of, so
she's kind of feeling like that empty nest. I mean, her kids are still there, but you know, so she feels like she needs to be doing something.
yes, our nest is not empty yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
She's getting the feel for it, though.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure she's happy when you guys come home. So, I mean, it used to be traditional here. I mean, I think it's becoming more modernized here in the United States regarding, like, you know, like, it used to be the mom stayed home and the dad went out and worked and everything. So, who makes the decisions? Is it more traditional in your family, or do you feel that it's more modernized where, you know, I mean, I know your wife stays at home, but, you know, like, both of you are making the decisions together and stuff like that. What are your guys' roles as a family?
Yeah, actually, we make decision together. My wife and I make decision together.
Okay.
But, well, I don't think it's not simply about Korean culture, but my wife respects me a lot as a leader of my family. But I think we always make important decision together.
That's important. Oh, I forgot what I was going to ask you. I guess, how is that still provided with the children? I mean, are there different parenting styles in South Korea than there are here? Have you noticed any differences?
Parenting style?
Like with, you know, being assertive and discipline. Have you noticed any differences regarding the South Korean culture compared to the United States?
Yes. In this country, United States, is assertiveness and the autonomy is very important. And the people try to discipline and educate their
Mhm.
children as independent being. Yeah, but well, in my culture, it is also important to be one family.
Okay.
So.
So it's very family oriented.
Yes.
Okay. And so, I mean, how do you practice independence with your children in South Korea? Do they learn how do they learn independence, I guess, is my question. Or is it, you guys make the decisions for them?
Well, in Korea, it's very different and special situations.
Okay.
Usually, the teen adolescents, they don't have opportunities to behave on their own. They don't have opportunity to make any important decision for themselves. I mean, all the teen adolescents do is going to school and back home very early in the morning. They go to school.
Oh, they go to school
Yes.
almost all day?
Yes. So, and they come back home after 10 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What time do they go to school in the morning?
Yes, before 8.
Oh, wow.
8 a.m. So most of the time they spend
In school?
in school.
And then they
Yeah.
come home?
Yes, and they just do schoolwork
Right.
in school.
So is education really big
Yes.
in South Korea?
Yes, very competitive.
Wow.
So it's a very big difference. So they don't have many chances to make a decision independently in South Korea.
So have you felt that that's kind of a big difference coming from South Korea to here?
Mhm.
Since they only go to school for 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So are they becoming more independent, do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
They are?
Yes.
And how are you guys handling that since you're used to,
Mm-hmm.
not their independence, I guess? How have you guys handled that?
When we came to the United States in 2003, so I have 2 children. I told
Mhm.
you. So the younger son was just a baby. So,
Right.
I didn't have to care for my parenting style
Okay.
and the difference between the two
Right.
cultures. But my first son was had to face very different parenting atmosphere between 2 countries.
Right.
I think I did not. I was not involved in too much